Neil here with Covers and Camo, your source for custom seat covers. Today we're doing the install on the 2023 Jeep Gladiator. It's an awesome looking set, black ostrich for the insert, Cryptek Raid for the trim. We're going to show you both the front and rear rows today on how to get these seat covers on. So let's do this. All right, so we're getting started on this install. Again, it's the 2023 Jeep Gladiator. This has the front bucket seats with the hard console between it. This is the Rubicon edition, and you can see I've already done the front driver side because that installs the same way as this passenger seat. Also the rear 40 section, that smaller section there, I've installed that one. And so the 60 is what I'll show you back there because steps are the same. And first thing that we'll do is show you this little console right here. Fabrics used today, black ostrich for the insert, sim leather insert, and then canvas trim, the Cryptek Raid. So a good set of seat covers, going to protect these nice cloth seats. That's the goal here, is protect this and also look good while doing it. Okay, let's get going on this install. Here's the lid cover right here, and here's the console lid. And this is a lid that pops up like this just for storage, and then also an armrest. And what you're going to see is on the front side right here, there's this little locking section that can lock, and you'll see that this is the front end of the cover because it has that cutout right there, and then also this elastic and kind of the cutout here for the opening section. So we'll get this popped on right here. There's no straps underneath on this one, no Velcro. So just hook the back side first and then stretch it around and hook it onto the front. So as you can see, I have this hooked onto the back side right now, and I opened this up to help me kind of open up that gap right there to hook that on. And now I'm going to start stretching this forward and hook this front side on. All right, so I have this stretched over most of the way right now. I just need to finish and straightening it out, finish pulling this under and around. We want to pull this fabric around and underneath like that. I'm just going to finish kind of straighten things out now. Okay, so we have that finished, hooked around like that, looking good. So the console lid cover's on. We're now going to move on to the passenger seat. First thing you're going to want to do is remove the headrest by pushing on these two buttons both at the same time and lifting that headrest out. We'll get that prepped up for this cover to go on. Next, we'll start working on the passenger bottom. Here's the cover right here. Passenger bottom seat is what we're going to be doing next. And before you start doing this install, you need to go to the back side, and we're going to unhook the seat bib on the back side. I'll show you that. So here is the back side of the seat, as you can see right here. We're going to come down underneath, and this is the seat bib. The seat bib is hooked up by these elastics. You just reach underneath, and there's this little plastic hook that hooks these on. You just unhook both of them, and then you're going to be able to get access to under this section right here to push the seat cover material through. Next, prep up these draw cord strings right here by untying them. They come tied in shipping just so they don't slip through the seat cover, and untie those and get that ready. Next, what we're going to do is start fitting this into place and capping this around on the front right here. This is the front side of the cover with the driver. This is the passenger side MOLLE gun pocket right there, and we're going to start fitting this on, putting this in like this. This draw cord is going to go around to the outside like that right there. Now, once you have it to this point, if you're installing the driver side, the driver side will have one little difference, and there's going to be a lumbar knob right here on the other side, and you're going to need to hook that around. So I'm going to pause the video right here, show you how to do the driver side. All right, so what we're doing here now is we're on the driver side, and just to show you the difference on this one, the driver side has this lumbar adjustment knob right here that you can turn and adjust your lumbar control. And we need to take this, and we're going to pop this over and around, and I'll show you how to do that. But we have the seat cover started and just kind of into position, but then we're going to do this piece here first. So what I've done is I've taken the plastic install tool and tucked the top part of that cutout down around like that. So you can kind of push that down and push it down as far as it'll go right there to give yourself enough more slack right here. We're going to start working this down around underneath this bottom. So you can see I've continued to pull that down around like that. And now I can take this tool and just kind of finish working it around. What you want to do is get all of this material tucked on the back side of this lumbar knob right here. All right, so I finished tucking that around like that, and it was the tightest spot is right here. So I actually needed 2 hands to kind of work that in and underneath right there, and then, but should tuck in just like that. Again, you can see there it is on the underside, but I'm gonna tuck that underneath so you get full coverage, just a nice clean look right here. And now I'll finish with the rest of the install, and the methods are the same on the passenger side, so we'll just go back to the passenger side for this. Now we will take this material right here. We need to push this all through the crack in between the seat back and the seat bottom. I'm gonna show you a trick. You're gonna take the plastic bag that came with the seat covers, wrap it around this, and then push that through. That's gonna make it easier to push through. Here's the plastic bag. Now I'm gonna take this and push this through the bag and the seat cover all together, push everything through. Now that I've pushed the bag with the seat cover material, that Velcro that was on it, and then also those straps, that all has been pushed through right here. I can go around to the back side and grab the bag and pull that bag out. So I'm on the back side right now, and I can take this bag and just pull this out. I don't need this bag in there right now. And we can take the rest of the cover with those straps and buckles and pull all that through here. So here's the seat cover right there with that Velcro on the top side, and then here's that strap and buckle in the middle, and then 2 straps on the outside. The middle strap is what we'll do first. That's the locking safety strap. It's gonna go underneath to a solid spring, back to the buckle, and lock down so the seat cover never slides forward. So again, I've gone to a solid spring underneath the seat. It's like this kind of gray looking spring underneath there, and I've gone back. It's going to come back to itself to this buckle right here, go through this buckle, and then lock that in nice and tight. So when you take this strap through the buckle, you're gonna go through the middle slot, then the outside slot, just like this right here, and then we're gonna lock that down just like that right there. Lock that in there, and then that's gonna keep the seat cover from ever sliding forward. It really locks that in the back right there. Now these outside straps are going to go towards the front and go to buckles up on the front side right there, and on the outside as well over there up towards buckles. Now when you're passing these underneath here, you want to try to stay as close to the top of the seat as possible. Avoid compressing cords and cables as much as possible when you're doing that. Now before we go up and finish cinching up these straps and buckles on the front side, the back side has this draw cord right here. This has just gone around the outside of the seat, so you can see here's this draw cord here. This one has gone on the outside of the seat belt receiver right here, and now I've tied a noose in one side right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come through and pass this through right here like this. Now this is going to allow me to tighten this up to my desired tightness. Okay? And what we'll do is take this and just pull it snug tight. And then once I have it snug tight, I'm going to pinch that right there and then tie that off right here. What you want to check as well is make sure that this string is not in a spot where it's going to get caught as the seat moves forward and back. So initially I had it underneath right there, and it's actually going to be better if I take this up right here. So it's going to move with the seat as the seat moves forward and back. So you want to check that. Just make sure you have it positioned. For this particular Gladiator, I'm going to go up above right in this spot on both sides. Now that I have that tied off right there, you can see about how tight that is right there. We got that tied off. We're good to go. We can now finish taking these straps, I'll actually take this strap and go underneath that string right there, because then when that tightens up, it's just going to pull that draw cord nice and tight up underneath right there as well, kind of keeping it out of the way of everything. And now we're going to go to the front side, do these straps to the buckles here. Now we're on the front side right here. Here's that strap that I passed from the back, and here's this buckle. I'm going through the middle slot first, as you can see, and then the next slot I'm going to go through is this outside one with the teeth right there, and then I can finish cinching that back towards itself and lock that down. One little trick is to push down with one hand right here as you take the other hand and tighten it, and then that helps just kind of get this seat cover nice and conform to the seat cushion right there. So the bottom cover is all done now, as you can see, all looking good. Now what we're going to do is do the backrest, and it's important to do the bottom first because it has that Velcro on the top, and that actually integrates with the backrest cover. So now we're going to start pulling the backrest on. So here is the cover. We have the special ops package on the back side right here. We're going to get this pulled over. Here's the side airbag section right here. I'm just going to open that up. It has some Velcro tabs. Open that up and start fitting this on, pulling this over here over top. Once you have the cover pulled over to this point right here, here's this felt that's going to push through the seat crack there. We need to do the headrest sections, the headrest post sections. We're going to stretch this around and tuck it underneath this headrest post plastic right there. Technically, you could just put the headrest in like that, but it's going to look a lot better if we do it the way I'm going to show you. So you're going to be using the white fiber stick install tool to tuck that around like that and just stretch it around. So that's how it'll finish out, like that right there. It looks a lot cleaner, a lot better. We're going to do the same thing over here. Now that both of these are tucked around, looking good right there, we can move on to pushing this through. Now I also recommend taking that plastic again and wrapping it around here and pushing it through so it doesn't prematurely stick to the Velcro. That will help you just slide that through here. So you can see I have this plastic right here, and I've wrapped that around and I'm starting to push that underneath, and then it's going to stick to this Velcro. There's Velcro on the top side of the seat cover bottom. This is a modified install method, which is a really nice way to do this install. George came up with this, and this is a great way to figure this out here, to stick it on it and get it installed. We're going to push this through and stick it down. And once we push this through, finish pushing this through, we're going to pull this plastic bag out. Just a note of caution as you do this, as you push through this material, make sure you're watching out for cables that are on the back side right here. So I'm just avoiding that. I'm going to finish pulling this felt through right there and just working around this cable that connects up to the seat backrest here. So once you have this felt pulled through, it's going to stick down to this Velcro right there. So you're just going to pull that evenly through and then stick it onto that Velcro. Next step is to take this seat bib right here and hook it back onto those plastic clips underneath so that stays up right there. Then you're going to take the seat cover here and pull that nice and tight, smooth, and stick that down right there. That finishes the backrest portion right there. Next up, you'll attach these Velcro tabs on the side right here, and you can just take the extra little material and tuck that in right there. Just finishes that off nice right there. So then the backrest is all done. You can see it looking nice and tight. Things are looking good right there. Now we're gonna do the headrest. All right, so here is the headrest cover. Here is the scratchy Velcro on the front side, soft Velcro on the back side right here. Here's the headrest. Here's the front of the headrest. Here's the back. Now, what I like to do is, these are very tight, so I actually like to go down onto the ground, like on the carpet, and push the headrest, kind of compress the headrest down as I slide the cover on. And also what I'll do is I'll turn this cover inside out just a little bit, just the last little bit right there, just so it doubles up the strength as I'm pulling this on, because again, this will be a nice tight fit and I'm gonna have to work it pretty good to get this on. So what I'll do is turn that inside out a little bit and then start pulling this on right here like that. So you can see I have this cover on part way right now. Again, as you can see, I'm compressing this down, this headrest down, and doing that, I'm pushing it down onto the ground, onto some carpet right here, and I'm pulling with the other hand as I compress with one hand get all my body weight pushing on that, compressing, and pulling with the other hand, pulling down. The thing I didn't mention earlier too was that it's nice to pull and then pull on one side, then rotate it. So I'm rotating that headrest as I'm pulling that down. So you can see now I have it down, pulled the rest of the way. Now I need to attach the Velcro together. Kind of tuck these sections underneath right here as well. It's nice to have full coverage on this headrest here. And so I'll finish by just kind of running my hands over it, massaging it, making sure everything is fitting down nice and tight everywhere, and then again attaching this Velcro down to bottom. Okay, so the headrest is all done now. We have it all covered up here, looking good. Now what we can do is take this and get it back into the backrest portion. All right, so the front seat is all done now. We got the bottom on, we did bottom first, backrest, then the headrest. Console lid cover's good. We already did the driver over there as well. So the front row is all done at this point. Now we're gonna move on to the back row over here, that 60 section that needs to be installed. Over here, the 40's all done right now. Alrighty, so let's tackle this back seat next. Now this is the 60 section. We're gonna do this one first. So this has a pull tab, which is nice because then you can pull this forward. And what we're gonna do here is also to prep this up, I'm gonna actually remove this middle headrest. This one's removable. It has those same tabs that the front headrests do. Now these outside headrests, these are not removable. They adjust. You can press a button on the side and they can come forward, but they're not gonna pull out. So the seat cover is gonna have accommodations for that. And also this section right here, we're gonna pull that out because to get the seat cover on, we need to have this middle headrest out. Now this is the 60 section backrest cover right here, and it's gonna have Velcro and felt down at the bottom. And also there's this big Velcro section down the middle. What you need to do is open this all up right here. So we're gonna just open up all this Velcro right here. And then the other quick tip is make sure you pull this seatbelt out as you slide the cover underneath. I've had lots of customers install the seat cover right on top of that seatbelt and they say that, oh, there's no access for the seatbelt. Well, first off, just pull that out, slide the cover underneath as we're doing that, because then you'll still have access to your seatbelt that way. Okay, so what you can see is I pulled this seatbelt out and I slid the cover underneath it here. It's not attached yet, but I just taken that cover, I opened up that Velcro that was on the back, opened up all the Velcro sections, and then I've slid that underneath right here. And now what we're gonna do is start to fit this cover around like this, and there's that Velcro. That Velcro is going to connect up. So here's that scratchy Velcro and loop Velcro here. So those two are going to connect up on the back side right there. But again, big tip is pull that seatbelt out before you start doing anything and slide the cover underneath that. Now I'm on the back side right here, and the felt, I've pushed that felt through the crack in the backrest and bottom, and I've pulled this up. This felt is going to end up sticking to this Velcro right here on the back side of the cover. Okay, the other Velcro that we need to start attaching up is there's this Velcro. This Velcro passes underneath this headrest that does not remove. So I've pushed that underneath there, okay, up like this. And now this right here, there's actually 3 Velcro tabs. Okay. Oh, actually two, apologize. There's just one right here, and then one right here. And these need to stick on to this Velcro and come over like that and attach that together. I also like to take this Velcro that I've passed through, has this fabric that's connected to it, and I like to tuck it underneath. You don't have to do that. It's kind of nice to tuck this underneath these headrest post plastic right there, and finishes out a little bit better. So just like we did on the front seats, you need to tuck this fabric underneath this headrest post kind of plastic section right here, and looks a lot better when you do that. And again, use this little included install trim tool to do that. You're going to tuck that underneath like that right there. And this is that middle headrest. That's only the middle headrest will remove, and you need to do that for. The outside headrests do not remove, and that's why there was that Velcro opening section. We had to open this up, and then we closed it up right here. We've connected that Velcro right there. Also, I've connected this Velcro down the middle section, and I'm also taking that Velcro and attach it onto the felt that's underneath right here. That's all connected on right here like that. Here's the cutout for the seat latch on the back right there. So we're all good like that. And we have that backrest on, looking good. Now we just need to move to the seat bottom, the 60 section seat bottom. So here's the 60 section seat bottom that we'll be working on now. And as you can see, it does lift up like this, which does make it easier to access and to get to the bottom. And there's carpet on the backside here, so a lot of the Velcro install sections will attach to that carpet. And we will get the cover. Here's the cover right here. So here's the top section right here. Here's the cutouts for this is the ISOFIX attachment sections. I'll show you that here once we get to that point. But first thing I'm going to do is open up. There's some Velcro over here. Just open this Velcro up right there and then start sliding it on. So I have this pulled on. It's halfway on right now. And I've turned some of it inside out right here. As you can see, as I was pulling that, it just gives me a better spot to grip as I'm pulling this down. And also it prevents this Velcro from sticking to the carpet prematurely. So I got this corner on pretty good right there. The top's looking pretty good right now too. So I'll just give it one last little pull down, and then I'll start unrolling this right here and then sticking this Velcro down. So I've connected up this Velcro right here on this corner. So the inside corner right here. Connected that. Now I can start pulling this bottom. This is bottom coverage. Really nice to have this carpet covered underneath here. And I can start pulling this tight down and then sticking that down to the carpet there as well. Next up, I'm going to take this section right here. I'm going to push this down and back, and there's carpet on the back side of this. You can see where the carpet starts right there. You're going to push that back, and then this is going to stick onto that carpet on the back side there. Here is the Velcro that's going to stick to that carpet right here on the underside there. I'm just going to pull that and stick that together right there. All right, next step is to take this section right here, and you're going to push this towards the back, and that's going to stick down to carpet that's on the back side of this seat as well. Now, you don't need to do what I've done over here. This is the ISOFIX portion, and I've tucked that underneath there. You don't have to do it like that because there's already a cutout. You can still access them, so completely functional. You can access these ISOFIX around that. I will do a little bit harder install by tucking that underneath there, and I'll show you that, but just know that it's not going to be required for you because it's still functional, just leaving it like this with the hemmed edge right here. But I'm going to go ahead and tuck them underneath. I'll show you how to do that. So if you're going to do this section where you're tucking the fabric underneath the ISOFIX plastic right here, you're going to do the bottom first. So tuck in the bottom sections first, because then we're going to use the leverage of this install tool, reach up underneath and kind of pry this up and over like this over the top edge, and we'll do one edge at a time. So we'll do this corner up here first, and then I'll do this next one. Now you can see I've done this third edge, so I pried that up there. Now we're going to take this last one right here, again reach underneath with your install tool, this white fiber stick install tool, and you're just going to slowly prying this up and over. It's helpful if I have two hands to do this, but as you can see, I'm just using that as kind of a pry tool, and just work it over like that. Okay, and then you can tuck that in. Looks nice doing it like that. It's just a little bit harder install, so it's up to you on the way you want to do it. I like finishing it out like that, and it does make it a little bit more difficult if you're going to take these off, like wash them or like clean them off. We don't recommend machine washing, but if you're going to remove them for any reason, that's just going to be a little bit harder to remove when you've done that extra step on the install. So now I'll do the same thing over here. All right, so both sides are also going to have these side pieces of Velcro that you're going to take and stick down to the carpet underneath the seat as well, like that. And there's another one over here. that I've already stuck down right there. So once you've done that, and you've taken this right here and pushed that back and stuck that to the carpet back there, you're really done with that 60 section bottom. I'm gonna just straighten things out just a little bit more. Gonna run my hands over it, make sure it's laying down smooth, and then we're ready to move on to headrest. So here's this small middle headrest right now, and just like I did the front headrest, what you want to do is compress this headrest down and then pull this cover over, just so you can orient yourself with this headrest cover. There's kind of a smaller piece of fabric that's going to go here on the back side, and then on the front side there's kind of a large piece of fabric that's going to make up that front face of the headrest, and then there's this middle piece that goes around the top. Okay, so look for that largest front facing cover or piece of fabric, and that's going to be on the front side right there. We're going to finish pulling this down. There's some Velcro to attach it up. Once you have it installed, it should look a lot like this right here. Velcro attached on the back side right there, and it's going to pop in right like that here to the middle of the seat back up here. Now I have that pushed in right there. All looks good right there, nice and tight. Now we're going to move on to the outside headrest. As I mentioned earlier, the outside headrests do not remove, so you are going to need to get this headrest pulled on just with the headrest in place right here. And there's this button on the outside, so there's going to be a hole right here that is designed for that, access to that button right there. And also you need to open up this Velcro on the bottom side here. And the hook, scratchy Velcro, that's going to be on the front side. It's got this front facing fabric right here, and we're going to pull that over, and then once it's pulled over, then we're going to start attaching that Velcro underneath. I rolled part of this fabric inside out as I pulled this over. You need to keep pulling down because this needs to line up over here, and there's a little bit of extra space up here that you need to pull out. We're going to keep pulling that down here. When you have that pulled down, you can start working this around that button, so that, you know, tuck that underneath the button there so it finishes out nice like that. All right, I have this pulled through right now. This is that Velcro pulled from the back side right here, so that's pushed through right there. And now what we need to do is we need to take this, push that up, and there's Velcro right here that's going to connect onto underneath right down there. So we're going to do that for that middle Velcro and the sides as well. Once you have that stuck together, that Velcro underneath, the headrest is all done. And it installs the same way on the other side over there. And now the back seat is all done. So good job if you've been doing this install. We'll just take another look at the back side right here. So access for that pull strap. This has those slots, so then if you adjust that headrest down, it can still slide forward there. Okay, seatbelt access, everything looking great. So again, that was the Black Ostrich and Kryptek Raid. And one thing to note, in this lighting that I have it in right here, indoor lighting, this can show almost like it's a little brown, but there's no brown. It's definitely grays, blacks, a little white in this Kryptek Raid. So we'll get some better shots once we roll this outside now. Thanks so much for watching this video. Again, this has been Neil here with Covers Camo, your source for custom seat covers. We offer seat covers for trucks, Jeeps, cars, SUVs, and UTVs. So if you have a vehicle that you're thinking about getting seat covers on, you need to jump over to coversandcamo.com. Again, we're looking forward to helping you build up an awesome looking set of seat covers for your vehicle that are going to protect your interior and look great while they're doing it. So see more at coversandcamo.com. Again, Neil here with Covers Camo, your source for custom seat covers.